business automation processes in Salesforce. So what are the various tools available, and what is the USP of each tool, and in our cases, so what the thing that we have to go, right? We will have a look on it. Well, just let me check how our audio video is there, only for that purpose. Well, done. Right. So what are the automations and what are the manual things that we are doing? Okay, let's take the validation rules in Salesforce. So standard validations are there already imposed. For example, mandatory field, a name field, a standard field, name field. If you have taken a text format, it's mandatory. Without entering a value in it, you can't store a record. You can't save that record or update a record. Excellent. The saving of a record and updating of a record is simple. Saving a record is a new record which does not exist in Salesforce, which does not have any Salesforce record ID so far. And after inserting into Salesforce, it will be having its own record ID, that 15 digits or 18 digits record ID. Okay. Again, multiple times I explained what is the difference between case safe ID, case insensitive ID. Case safe ID, case insensitive ID. Case sensitive, case insensitive, right? Okay, 15 digits, 18 digits. So 15 digits is case sensitive, 18 digits is case safe. That's the reason you have a function called case safe ID function, which converts 15 digits into 18 digits whenever you want to project for the sake of the third party, right? Integration applications. Well, excellent. Now come, without entering the value in that required field, you cannot save a record or update a record. Excellent. Then I think there is a little bit latency. Let it be there. Right. Now we have custom validations. What are the custom validations? For example, pin code, vertical lookup, right? Vertical look, zip code should match the location by looking at another lookup object, right? Okay, like that, custom one validation rule, custom validation rule you have imposed. What happening there? Before automated custom validation rule imposed by you, you have to do manually. You have to go manually check the location is correct or not, matching with the zip code or not, manually. So another thing that you have had is automation. Right, you will be having a function, a condition, a filter criteria, whatever it may be, in the validation rule that you have imposed. So it gets triggered. It will be checking before saving or before updating the record. Well, then if error criteria is met, error condition is met, it is going to throw the error message at the error location defined by you. Right. So it is also one automation. Validation rule. It's also an automation validation rule, right? Then come, before saving a record, you want to check one condition, and accordingly you have to stop creating or updating or deleting, doing the CRUD operations, DML operation on an object. Excellent. That is an automation process which gets taken care before. Excellent. Done. Before a DML operation, what I mean to say, before saving a record or updating a record or deleting a record, etc. Then come, by the way, for the programming guys, declarative people, that's fine. For the programmatic people, behind the scenes, what is happening? Triggers, Apex triggers. So all the validation, because it is going to be helpful for your future project scenarios. Whenever we are dealing with the project scenarios, project case studies, then it will be useful for you. All the validation rules are before types of triggers, before triggers. That's it. And all the automations which takes care of after saving the record, after saying that after, the name itself is indicating after types of triggers like workflow rules, workflow actions, process builder. Then we are going to take care flow builder that we are going to take with the record level, right? All this stuff. Good. Validations before triggers. That's it. Then come some automation. Okay, let's take one condition. Account object, a standard object. Let's take a standard object called account object. If the number of employees of a client are greater than 5,000, for example, then what you are doing, you are updating its field, like rating field is there, na? Rating field. You want to make it as hot. It's a hard deal for you. I mean, hot client for you. For example, I am explaining you. The condition is if the number of employees of a client, means on the account object you have a field, number of employees, a standard field is there. If it is greater than 5,000, okay, what to happen? For example, one thing is field update. Well, now manually what I have to do, I have to go all the records of account object. So client name, this client name, this client name, this means account, right? Edge Communications, Bellington, Apparel, right, etc. Well, check the field of number of employees. So if any client is having more than 5,000 employees, so manually I am going to a field on that object, rating field, I am updating it to hot. Well, so manually I am doing it. Yeah, manually we can do it in an Excel sheet also. If you have this list of accounts, list of clients over there, you can go to each and every client. Can you please give your query on YouTube live chat window, please? WhatsApp I am not able to access now because I am not touching the laptop or mobile. So I request you, please give your so that I can see directly over here your queries and answer accordingly. So that is somewhere else. Excellent. Now manually I can go to that Excel sheet and do it, right? In Salesforce also manually I can do. But why I have purchased the Salesforce license? To save my time. Time is money. In business, time is money. For me, means for the organization as well as for my client. I mean, my customers. Customer is the ultimate objective goal, right? So to save his time is my should be my first most priority. Well, for this, Salesforce introduced one automation tool called workflow rules, workflow actions. Okay, anyhow, now Salesforce is recommending a single tool called Flow Builder, right? And it wants to move all the stuff of workflow rules and process builder to a place called Flow Builder. Okay, first let's go step by step. So the tool Salesforce introduced is something called workflow rules. Workflow rules. And its actions. Workflow rules in the sense where you define your rule. In our case, on the account object. So again, you can correlate your declarative logic to the programmatic logic. Programmatically, what is happening? Trigger is taking place. When? After. Right? After. Okay. Again, here a small thing I have to tell. Field updates are there. Na? Any field update that is before trigger. Any object, if you have field update, that is a before type of trigger. That's it. And that I have email alerts and sending out various stuff is there, right? And assigning a task is various stuff. This we will deal with in after type of triggers. So for the programmatic people, for the programming advanced level developers, so for you I am talking declarative. Wherever I am speaking, you have to have a mindset that you have to translate in case if I have to do this in programmatic manner. So what could be the logic that you need to understand? Then it is going to be helpful for you. It is going to pay you the dividends back. That's a good mindset that you need to have. Okay, declaratively you are getting this one, achieving this one, but programmatically what is happening behind the scenes, that is the thing that you needed. Well, now you are creating a workflow rule, right? So means a trigger. So trigger asks, so on which object I have to consider? You have to say on the account object, right? Trigger on where? Account object. So workflow rule where? On which object? Account object. Well, then the second thing, Okay, activation, we have to activate that rule. That's a literal thing. I am not sharing my screen now. So screen sharing, I heard, I mean, the technical setup that I do have is not okay. I mean, previously, whatever the episodes that I have done by sharing the screen, I was not a little bit satisfied. Okay, so looking for the technical solutions, so how I have to go about and all. Once I am okay, I will be sharing it. Else, we will be having one digital board or green board over here. I will be writing it. If I have a digital board, I will be sharing the thing on the screen. I will be projecting on the screen. You can see it. Else, at least we will have blackboard, whiteboard, or green board, and I will be writing, and you can see it. Okay, so declarative tool workflow is asking, hello boss, on which object I have to trigger. Right, the answer is account object. Programmatically, the trigger, when you define a trigger, it is asking, hello boss, on which object you are writing a trigger. It is on account object. Excellent. Well, the second thing, what is the condition? What is the criteria? The criteria you have to give declaratively. You have a function, you can use the formula box, a formula, or straight away criterion based, anything, right? Okay, you take number of employees equal greater than 5,000. Okay, that is the thing, greater than or equal 5,000, whatever the condition it may be. And in case of trigger, what you have? Account object, I mean, triggers fire in bulk. The admins and junior developers, I mean, app builder developers, don't get worried. I am speaking programmatic, means you don't get worried, don't get scared of it, because I have to take care of the future sessions also, and also the programmatic guys who are undergoing project training and who are undergoing 90 days job guarantee training. So taking them also into consideration, I am just going side by side simultaneously, so that I can match the things over there. Well, so programmatically, when you are writing the trigger, it is asking a condition. What is it? Account bulkification, right? Trigger means bulk. Whenever you are taking the records, data migration takes in bulk, right? So in CS, we have millions of records through data loader or workbench, whatever the data migration tool, you are taking that. So DMLs takes place in bulk. So you have to handle the triggers in bulk. That is the reason you have you have to handle the records in bulk. That's the reason triggers have some context variables, very important. I can say it's weapons. They are missiles, they are weapons. Important things called context variables. So using the context variables, you can do your surgery of business process automations, business automation processes smoothly. They are context variables in programmatic manner, right? So you do have a list of versions that are in context. Okay, then take context number 1, account 1, account 2, account 3, account 4. So each by. So there is an iteration, the loop iterates. And record number 1, I mean account number 1, yeah, number of employees less than 5,000. Okay, leave it, we don't bother. Then 2, yeah, it is greater than 5,000. Yes, then what you have to do, right? This is the condition. When it is true, what will happen? Enter inside, right? Enter inside, what will happen? That is the action. Declaratively, when you are having the workflow rule, you will be defining an action, either of the action, 4 actions. One is field update. You can update the field on the same object or on the related parent object, right? Number 1. Then number 2, you will be assigning a task to your employee, your internal user. Generally, we assign a task to our subordinates, right? So assigning a task over there. Then third one is sending email alert. For sending email alert, first of all, you need to have one email template designed over there, right? For sending any email alert, first of all, you have to have one email template designed. So here comes the email templates, right? You have a simple text email template, then without a letterhead template, and with a letterhead template means you can design a letterhead template. And then you have Visualforce template. If you know the Visualforce markup language for email templates, using that markup language, Salesforce markup language, Visualforce markup language, you can develop it. And very importantly, you have content builder, right? Lightning email templates, very, I mean, drag and drop. Like for admins, you can design like with the dragging and dropping, the design gets done without writing any code, right? Content builder, Right. That is also their drag and drop builder. Using that also you can build your email templates. So once you have the email template, you can send the email alert. Right? Daily we get emails to our email inbox, na? Right? So simple like that. Okay. Then like this, you are going to have your email template built and email alert sent. Well, then the fourth one is outbound message. So our company has other apps are also using, right? We have Salesforce license. Like that, we also have a Siebel license, Oracle license, the SAP licenses, right? Our company might have. So we need to give data, right? So we have an account record with number of employees are greater than 5,000. Its name is this one. Its website is this one. Its phone is this one. Its rating is this one. Its type is this one. Its billing address is this. Its shipping address is this, and its SAP ID, right? So that based on that ID, it can update, right? SAP systems can also get updated. So outbound messages. So for outbound messages, what you give simply, you will be giving the endpoint URL where the SAP server is. That's it, nothing else. And whatever the it's so protocol, WSDL, WSDL, Web Services Descriptive Language, that document has to be generated. Salesforce will take care of it. There is a cool feature out of the box, OOTB, out of the box feature in Salesforce workflow rule is outbound message. Simply you are giving what? Endpoint URL where the server is, SAP server, Siebel server, whatever the server is, and what are the fields you have to send. Enough. Salesforce will create a document. Simply you are sharing it with the client apps. So they will be taking care of what to do. So they will also update the record in their system. So the same Edge Communications, for example, we have Edge Communications account record. The same thing based on the ID, right? So SAP ID you are maintaining Salesforce. Based on that, they will be updating their systems over there, right? And this is outbound message. So totally we have 4 actions, workflow actions. Number 1 is field update. Then you have assigning a task to your user. Then sending an email alert. Before that, you have built one email template, maybe through classic templates or content builder, drag and drop content builder. And 4th one is outbound message, sending an outbound message. This is about the workflow rules. Clear? Then behind the scenes, triggers are there. Well, for one thumb rule you have to understand, programmatic people. For field update or validation rules, what the trigger you have to take, before type of trigger you have to take, before type of trigger. Excellent. Then come Salesforce introduced another tool. So one is validation rule we have understood, workflow rules and workflow actions, 4 actions we have understood. Then Salesforce introduced another tool called Lightning Process Builder. So you can say it's an upgraded version or an advanced version of workflow rule. You can assume I'm not giving the definition straightforward that and my statement is final. I'm not talking like that. I'm not commenting like that, just for your understanding. For example, if number of employees are greater than 5,000, do these actions. Okay. So without process builder, what you do? You have to have one workflow rule, one condition, right? And if it is greater than 5,000 and below 10,000, for that, you have to write another workflow rule, corresponding actions. Then, if billing state is California, accounts billing state is California, another workflow rule, another actions, right? But coming to the process builder, what does it do? It is also an automation process tool. It will be asking you on which object I have to do the trigger. You have to say it is account object. Well, then it will be asking you to give the condition. A criteria will be there. If the criteria is true, means if it is greater than 5,000, right? If it is greater than 5,000, okay, all the actions, the process builder supports you. Okay, field update, Salesforce is supporting. Assigning a task, Salesforce is supporting. Outbound message, straightforward is not doing, but through Apex, right, you can do. Coming to the Lightning Process Builder, the exclusive USP thing for that is it can execute Apex code, right? You can write whatever the stuff you want to write in an Apex method, an invocable method. So programming people, I am talking to you. Invocable method. Annotation, invocable method, right? So whenever it's called, right? It's called, the Apex method will be invoked at that time, and whatever the logic you have written in that Apex method, right, that gets executed. Right, you can call Apex also. And another beauty the Lightning Process Builder is having, create a record action. You can create a record of same type, of any other type, related object, irrelated, anything. You can create any record. That is another beauty of this thing. So because of the time I have to take into consideration, I am not giving you any business scenario. Create a record, right? Create a record. Generally in my batches, so when you are doing Shah University project, right? Shah University project, what we do deal with, if the number of number of students under a faculty increased more than this one. So how it increases? Again, you have some business automation over there, right? Some automation is there, right? So when it reaches more than this much number of students under this one, automatically we are promoting that faculty as a thesis guide, research scholars guide. All right, so that is one case study we will be dealing with. So whatever the faculty object record is having, with the same field values, you are creating a record, new object record, that is guide _c, research guide, right, _c. So from faculty you are creating that. So that is the example we will be dealing with in our project, Shah University project, and other Xylem project. In the Xylem project, that water project, right, if you have understood, if you have undergone previously of any other live sessions with me, you must be knowing, right? Okay, so Xylem is a very precious client for Salesforce. So what are the projects really we are doing on Xylem, for the client Xylem, you people understanding here from the live sessions. And by the way, to have queries of one-on-one training, right? Some people are asking for the request for one-on-one training. Yeah, actually I do give it. I'm giving it. For that, take another number, just approach over there, right? So you will get responses, prompt responses, at least from there, because my direct number, I should not disappoint you. That is the reason. Take down that number, 83280-60296. Please note it down. I don't have anything I want to show you. Right, no problem. So God's willing, as early as possible, we'll be getting digital board or some, at least some board, whiteboard, blackboard, like we have maintained previously. Well, the number 83280-60296. India ISD code is +91. Number is 83280-60296. Well, good. So if you have a one-on-one training or any doubt clarification session, or your project burden you have, you want some job support, and job support, that job support in the sense is what are the problems that you are giving, you want to get clarity about it, because I can't give the time dedication, so I can't give the commitment of more time. So in short sessions, in simple, on the way, just on the fly, whatever the things, right? So doubt clarifications, or some mentoring sessions, or complete training, and job guaranteed training, any stuff, yeah, please reach over there, WhatsApp, or you can call directly also. Excellent. Yeah, apart from that, some people are asking if you want to support your work, whatever the sessions that you are doing, right? Okay, yes, that is my Indian number, and you can do Google Pay, Phone Pay, WhatsApp, so that you can support the technical setup and all, whatever the things that we need over here, right? That will be very good. So whatever the punya, sawab, punya, you will also take part of it. Excellent, right? Good. So for validation, you have validation rules are there. Then we have an automation tool called workflow rules and its actions. For actions, you should get by the manner. So whenever the interviewer asks you, you should tell field update, assigning a task, email alert, for outbound message. You should be like this, flow. There should be flow, no thinking, flow, right? So when the flow comes, so when you achieve the tasks I will give you on day-to-day basis, what are the in the project training, what are the tasks I am giving to you, right? There you have to get it. Good. Then you have process builder. So the process builder is an updated. I am not defining but just for our understanding. So in process builder, you have a canvas, object, you will take account object, and canvas will be there, where you will be giving criteria 1. If it is true, what are the actions to be there, immediate actions or time based scheduled actions, time dependent workflow actions. So these time dependent workflow actions are there in workflow rule also, and in workflow rules I have to explain you criteria, right? Rule criteria, very important. Is it on new record, new and old record, and subsequently meeting criteria? 3 conditions are there. So I will put complete focus on workflow rule one day, exclusive focus. That is very important. When you explain that to me, to any interviewer, if I take interview, if I happen to be an interviewer from your company to me, or any other interviewer that you are attending, so you have to give that 3 criteria. Well, good, excellent. And process builder, if rule 1 is satisfied, follow these actions. Not, go for another condition. You can give another criteria. Means you are writing another workflow rule, right? If it is workflow rule, you have to write literally another workflow rule, and there is no guarantee which workflow rule will be triggered first. Coming to the lightning process builder, right? So if it is not true, go. If it is not true, go. If it is not good, then you can go for multiple conditions and multiple actions over there. That is process builder. Then Salesforce has got another tool called flow builder, right? Then you have a flow, and to develop that flow builder is given. So flow builder, in the next episode we will be dealing with. So Salesforce wants to put only one called flow builder, right? Flow builder. Well, so most of the things through workflow rule, whatever you can achieve through lightning process builder, whatever you can achieve, then you can achieve through flow builder also. And theory we have to understand a lot, and practically, right, just not taking, I have to share my screen, I have to demonstrate the work, then you can understand it better, the flow builder. So in the other episode we will be dealing with the flow builder tool, as well as approval process, another tool, approval process tool. Okay, so today's thing is business automation tools in Salesforce. We have covered validation rules, what is validation rules, and what is workflow rules, and what are the actions of workflow rule. Then lightning process builder, right? So flow builder and approval process we will be dealing in the other episodes, and exclusively for workflow and other stuff we will be having some demonstration, a practical case study and its demonstration. We will take care of the Xylem projects scenarios only, right? Okay. Another thing, communities cloud. Okay, so previously we used to call portals, communities, all this stuff. Now experience cloud, it is called experience cloud. Nothing but communities, partner communities and customer communities, right? B2B, partners means business to business, B2B. Customers means B2C, business to customers, the end user, the end consumer. So for that, what is the knowledge base, what are the templates you can, and how you can make it public, all this stuff, right? Okay, we will be discussing it with. Okay, now I don't want to take much of time because I have promised, right? Okay, yeah, let's keep it simply that much. Concept one thing, and for demonstration another session, right? So the remaining things we will be dealing with it, right? As I already mentioned you want to contact me for queries of this thing, and you want to get doubts clarified, that is a paid session, right? One-to-one doubt clarification, and you want to have job support. I can't give a long time commitment. So whatever the major thing, the painful issue for you, just I will clarify it, right? Because right, and you want to go complete training, right? 90 days guaranteed, job guaranteed training, right? These are paid things, right? So you can contact my number, and this for my charity, my community work, whatever I'm doing. If you want to support me, this work, for having my technical setup and for my time and all, right, and for giving me coffee, chocolate and biscuit like that, right? My Indian number is there, +91 Indian code 8328060 Let me put it in the, no, not that, 8328060 Yeah, you can transfer Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm also over there, right? And for any training related things, not only Salesforce, motivation and spiritual Reiki healing and counselings and all the stuff. Okay, stay tuned. Let's meet in another episode. Thank you.